What is up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video. Today we are showcasing Mr. Ty for the first time in quite some time, as he is rocking a Shadow Galvantula, which we will be featuring in the Ultra League, along with Shadow Feraligatr, and of course, Skarmory. I just noticed that the Great League badge was there, so we're changing that right on the spot, and we are going with the flow. Ty, a Spicy Saturday enthusiast. This is on a Saturday, and Shadow Galv is pretty spicy. I don't know if I'll include it as a Spicy Saturday playlist video. Let me know in the comments if you think it belongs there. I mean, this is pretty cool, and he's got the best buddy attached as well with this Galvantula. Going for the discharge, knocks out the Pidgeot, dude. People are so used to Galvantula baiting so often that I guess they're just willing to call the lunge in that situation, which is pretty crazy. Pretty diabolical as, okay, eats the Psychic Fangs on the Skarm and lures out the Poliwrath here, which looks to put him in a pretty good position because now I think your Skarm can chip this as much as possible, and then you use your Galvantula to clean up this Poliwrath, and then hopefully Feraligatr can just beat the Steelix. Poliwrath does get a bit of a farm down here, which is a little bit concerning, so I wonder if you consider lunging. Yeah, go for the lunge bait, because they may invest a shield here to get rid of this Galvantula with their energy. Yet they do put up a shield. I think, yeah, I love this. I love how Ty is playing this. Just let it go this time. Icy Wind doesn't even knock out, but going to pivot into the Gator, and now you're up a shield, and this should be a pretty comfortable situation. The crazy thing with Steelix, though, is the Psychic Fangs will debuff your defense, and these Dragon Tails will really start to add up. So Ty throwing on proper timing here. The bulk of Steelix should allow it to survive a Hydro Cannon. So, once again, not the most comfortable situation in the world, because the Dragon Tails are going to add up as you try to Shadow Claw this thing down. Oh, they actually let it go. Looks like they're kind of conceding here. Yeah, makes sense. I think they could have made it a little bit closer if they shielded, but Feraligatr probably had that in the bag. Mario Felix, the next opponent. Galvin to Ampharos. Interesting matchup. The lunge is a really hard-hitting move when it's Shadow on Shadow here. However, oh, the opponent makes a nice catch into Dragonite. However, this is going to be food for Skarmory, especially now that the Dragonite's debuffed. Okay, actually going to elect to build up some and then switch, which kind of makes sense, I guess. Have some residual energy for the Galv. Because, oh, you know what's kind of awkward here is the Ampharos could potentially get a lot of energy out of here. Going for the Sky Attack. I don't hate it. Because they might shield. No, they don't shield. Like, Brave, I feel like you might want a Brave Bird there just because. But the problem is if you Brave Bird, then they probably Volt Switch you down. So a bit of a pick your poison type situation. Ampharos already at the Brutal Swing. We're going to see a shield come up from Ty. Knows that if he lets it go, this Feraligatr would have some trouble. Opponent makes another catch. But once again, I mean, this lunge is still going to be doing some nice damage onto the Golisopod. And going to store another lunge, go into Feraligatr. This actually looks perfect. Oh my gosh. Because now you Shadow Claw all the way down. And you come out with close to 2 Hydro Cannons. You might come out with 2 Hydro Cannons. And if you just get both shields from the Ampharos, the lunge will be enough to knock out. Liquidation gets the debuff. You can do 1 and throw here. I don't know why he's throwing the crunch. This seems unnecessary. Is this like a BM or something? Why are we crunching? Why are we crunching? I don't know. But going for the Hydro Cannon now. And going to grab that final shield. Galv has the move loaded. I would think Galv wins the charge attack priority if it was one. But Ampharos did not throw its energy. And that is a G to the G. Shadow Galv is a menace. Shadow Galv, an absolute menace to society, like spiders or tarantulas. I oftentimes refer to Galvantula as a spider. I should really call it a tarantula. It's in the name, right? Shadow Galv into Annihilate. Positive matchup for Galv. Discharge is going to hit this fighter pretty hard. Let's see if we see a shield. No shield coming. And the quick swap into Feraligatr. Annihilate is going to expend their energy. I would think they go for the Shadow Ball here. Yeah, so good shield. In comes Swampert, not by any means a counter to Feraligatr, and they're going straight Hydro Cannon, so a little bit of a precarious play from this opponent. But as you see, Hydro Cannon is such a good move that it's nearly going to two-shot this Feraligatr, which is pretty wild. Hydro Cannon grabs a shield from Swampert. And I believe this is like an IV-dependent CMP. It really depends on the IVs of these Pokemon who's going to win the CMP. If they're both high rank, I would think Feraligatr will win CMP. But if the Swampert has a higher attack, and you see that Ty's Shadow Feraligatr pretty high rank, makes sense that the Swampert is winning charge attack priority in this scenario. Hydro Cannon connects. Oh, it makes the catch onto Skarmory, preserving the Feraligatr for later. See you later, Feraligatr. And we're going to see Pidgeot come in. Yikes, dude, this is a tough spot for the opponent. Pidgeot not where it wants to be right now. Maybe going for a Feather Dance first. Makes sense. Makes sense. Now that you're debuffed as the Skarm, the Brave Bird's not going to KO. And I bet Pidgeot's Brave Bird might actually KO. Maybe not quite yet. Oh. Gets off a Sky Attack. Is there any way that Pidgeot lives the Sky Attack debuffed? It doesn't. Wow. And then Annihilate not going to reach a move. And the opponent is going to surrender. G to the G. Ty with a very solid elo. 23-15. Let me know in the comments how you guys are trucking along this season in the Go Battle League. I had that really nice run recently. Have been struggling a little bit since then. I lost about 200 points since I got to that pretty high spot on the leaderboard. But it's a long season. We still got lots of time. Shadow Galv with a positive matchup here against Poliwrath. Going to resist the counter damage. Also dealing super effective electric type damage. We're going to see a move come through from the Poliwrath. Letting it go. Oof. Was probably trying to call the Icy Wind bait. And you see Ty get punished for it there. You see how much a Scald does to a Shadow Galvantula. That did an incredible amount of damage. Scald a pretty hard-hitting move. Icy Wind now. Going to debuff the Skarmory. Going for the Sky Attack here. Because this is Ultra League and everything's a little bit bulkier, Sky Attack not quite going to knock out, but is going to set up a quick swap and farm down for Feraligatr. Feraligatr's diverse moveset makes it a pretty unique Pokemon and a pretty safe Pokemon. The opponent comes in with a Gliscor. They do not have a Feraligatr answer in the back. Yikes. I don't know what could be their third Pokemon if this is what they're coming in with. Oh my gosh. What could be in the back? Like a Talonflame maybe? Like a Charizard? I don't know. Poor Gliscor is about to eat a Hydro Cannon. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to withstand it. Hydro Cannon from Shadow Feraligatr knocks out the Gly. And yes, our guess was correct. It is a Charizard. Going to lose the charge attack priority. Should live a Dragon Claw. And Ty always likes to flex. He knows he lives the Dragon Claw. He's like, I ain't shielding that. I ain't shielding a measly little Dragon Claw. Hydro Cannon. Boom. As Feraligatr says, see ya later. Dude, that little catchphrase, we could use that often. That's like that's a good one. I might use that in the future, but more often, since Feraligatr is kind of a meta staple now. All right, next opponent, Galvantula into Incineroar, Shiny Incineroar. I saw Homeslice Henry, I think, did a Shiny Incineroar video. I wonder if there's any chance this is the trainer that featured it. Let's see. Lunge coming through. That looks like a charge attack priority as well. Lunge, because of that dark subtyping of Incineroar, going to hit for neutral damage. So it chunks pretty good. So although you're a bug type against a fire type, actually pretty decent matchup for Galv. Oh, baby. Going to store the Lunge and has the hard punish here for this clone Venusaur. Oh, my gosh. I don't know if you can completely Steel Wing this thing down or if that's crazy. Okay, opponent making a mistake going for Sludge Bomb. Should be going for the Frenzy Plant here. Frenzy Plant, the more efficient move. They don't recognize it for some reason. Okay. Both Frenzy Plant and Sludge Bomb are double resisted. So the opponent, what I'm presuming they're thinking is, and notice how Ty completely undercharges the Sky Attack to give himself more farm. They're probably thinking Frenzy Plant because of the Steel Flying is double resisted, which is correct, and not recognizing that Sludge Bomb is double resisted by Steel. So Frenzy Plant, a much more efficient move than Sludge Bomb. Should have been going for the Frenzy Plant. Not a huge deal, but just something worth noting. And then we see a Feraligatr in back, and this is awesome. I always talk about when you can debuff the last Pokemon. Wait, was this the last Pokemon? Yeah, the last Pokemon. And it's always nice when you can debuff the last Pokemon and they can't clear the debuff. Painful situation to be in when you're on the wrong end of it, but nice situation when you can debuff the opponent's final Pokemon. Tough lead here. Let's see if Ty can dance out of here. going to stay in momentarily. And looks like he was actually looking to pivot into the Skarmory as opposed to the Feraligatr, which is interesting. Yeah, pivoting Skarm. Kind of bold. Lures out Feraligatr. I don't see him being able to flip this matchup, so this might come down to getting a shield advantage here and hoping his Feraligatr can sweep in the back. I think that's probably what Ty is going for here. Builds up right before that next Hydro Cannon, going straight for the Brave Bird. Understands a Hydro Cannon would knock him out anyway, so might as well go for this hard-hitting Brave Bird. Gets that shield advantage. Oh, and the opponent with a bit of a mess-up, perhaps. Lets him get off another Brave Bird here. Opponent getting a little bit greedy. Now they're down both shields. You have a discharge loaded, and this discharge might be enough to knock out the Feraligatr before they can get off all this energy. Oh, man. So this is how quickly a game can flip on its head. And there's a Venusaur in back. This is not good. He's probably wishing he had Ice Beam. But check out this. I don't know if a lot of people would make this play. Ty recognizing double Hydro Cannon is probably the more efficient method of taking out this Venusaur rather than Crunch. Because all he's going to need, if you see this damage, is double Hydro Cannon. So really nicely done there. Still has a shield to hide behind for that Gliscor. And Hydro Cannon is going to be able to knock out the Gliscor. Unless this Gliscor has back-to-back, it could be close. But I think as long as they don't boost, you live a Night Slash anyway. And Hydro Cannon here trying to deliver the knockout blow. And what a game that was. A bit of a few misplays from the opponent for sure there in that mid game, but nicely played by Ty. Had a pretty tough alignment and was able to overcome it by taking advantage of a few misplays. Ty did mention he was going to feature some bonus battles with Shadow Lapras as well, so we got a bit of a team change here in these last 3 battles, I believe. We've got Shadow Lapras into Skeletor. Also, thank you to Ty for letting me know in the submission that he was going to change the team and not just changing it without giving me a heads up. But we got Shadow Lapras here going for the Surf. Surf's up, dude, against Skeledirge. Lapras used to be, like, pretty common in the Ultra League. You don't see Lapras too much anymore. Maybe the introduction of Poliwrath has really scared off Lapras. Speaking of Poliwrath. Oh, my gosh. This team is so ABA weak to Poliwrath. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy team type. But Shadow Galv going to go for the Lunge debuff. Opponent throws an alignment as well. They're kind of crazy. Lunge coming through. Oh, and they no shield. This game is just full of craziness. Everything that's happened so far has been just crazy. A bait call. Crazy. Everything is crazy. Okay, now going to put up a shield. Should be able to farm down if they stay in. Icy Wind grabs a shield. In comes Golisopod and Lunge coming through here. The opponent might call it again. Okay, no, this time they actually let it go. Going to get off. Will he invest a shield or just save it for G-Fisk? Just going to say, I don't mind this play because double Rock Slide will knock out. And that opposing Wrath is low. I guess it's a little concerning because I wonder if the opponent has an opportunity here to now just save. I think if you're the opponent, you just save your shield for Wrath. Because you force them to expend energy. Because he's going to need to get off 2 Rock Slides. I don't know if he can Mudshot down. So I think this is a mistake from the opponent. Using the final shield there. I think they should have saved the shield for the Wrath. I could be wrong. But let's see how this plays out. Gets debuff. That's not great. Liquidation is a Crunch clone, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, maybe he gets the Mudshot down? No, has to throw. He's only 4 Mudshots off the Rock Slide, so needs the opponent to be at least 5 away. He needs the opponent to be dry. Does G-Fisk get there? Yes, it does. The Golisopod was dry. And G-Fisk says bye-bye. Knocks out the Golisopod for a very nice win. Only 2 battles remain. Ty delivering the goods as per usual. These have been some fun battles. Next opponent. I feel like I recognize that name. Lapras into Magnezone. Tough lead. Got to safe swap the Galv. Yeah. Safe swap the Galv. Oh, and you win. You just win the game because, because you can flip this matchup. And if you align your G-Fisk with the Magnezone, you're just in such a commanding position. So the opponent probably would have been better off staying in to try and like chip and then maybe event. Oh, okay. I spoke too soon. Rise getting way ahead of himself. Way ahead of himself. Okay, but see, the opponent, like, why? Why are we giving up switch advantage so easy? Like, what's... Okay, and we're expending energy too? I don't necessarily like the opponent's plays here. In comes Gallade. Okay, Gallade a bit of a core breaker, though. Gallade a bit of a core breaker, going for the Rock Slide bait. Oh my gosh. Ty, you absolute savage. The opponent's a savage as well. Unfortunately, that Magnezone is just going to have, like, no play here. But Ty did create a desync in the switch timer and understands that saving shields for G-Fisk is the play. Lives. Oh my gosh, dude. Gallade is so ridiculously spammy. What the heck? Okay, well, suddenly this is kind of weird. Because the opponent's probably just going to bait Leaf Blades, right? Rock Slide. Okay, finally able to pick up a shield. And now Gallade is starting to approach Rock Slide range. Ty didn't even build up to it this time. But they're starting to approach Rock Slide range. Okay, they call it. Oh my gosh. They're only going to get off 2 moves, I think, though. I think they're only going to get off 2 moves here. Close combat. Oh, they pivot out. But I don't think Fisk is going to have to shield anything here. I think Wild Charge, yeah, just does too little. Actually electing to throw the Rock Slide because understands as long as he doesn't have to commit a shield here, he can just Mudshot down the Gallade. And that is a G to the G. Wow. I think if the opponent just fought for Switch a little harder, they would have been in a good spot that game. But what do I know? Final battle of the video, Lord Drew 360. Maybe it's Wadage's alternate account. I'm just kidding. And we see a Ampharos lead. Galv swap met by Talonflame. That original team Ty was running was extremely ABA weak to fire. And the thing is, like, most of the fire types you see, Galv can at least get some sort of advantage against. You see here, Galv, oof, gets denied there. That's tough. Galv at least was able to get the shield advantage from the Talonflame. The Shadow Lapras is going to have to absorb a lot of damage. This is looking a little bit rough. I don't know if he's going to be able to work his way out of this. Oh my gosh, this looks tough. Gets off the surf. Is probably hoping that the Talonflame user just lets this go. He's like, please just let this go. Please just let it go. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. G-Fizz with a good matchup against Ampharos. And not a good matchup against Hox, but you are up a shield. Okay. Okay. Needs this Rock Slide bait to be successful. I think the game comes down to this. If he gets the shield, he can still win. If they call this, I think he loses. And gets the shield. Let's go. Gets the shield. Oh my gosh. Gets off the Earthquake. Is this going to knock out? Super effective Earthquake. Boom. Knocks out the Toxicroak. And you still have a shield to hide behind against this Ampharos. And I'm pretty sure you can even live a Brutal Swing from this range. Going to use the final shield. Catches on the Lapras right as the switch timer comes up. Catches on the Lapras. Not going to need to find out whether he lives or not. And Galarian Stunfisk making a resurgence and knocking out the electric Ampharos, the electric sheep. I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Shout out to Ty for another very cool submission as well. Yeah, bit of like an alternate from the Spicy Saturday. Make sure to send me some of your videos with Ultra League battles and such this coming weekend. I leave for London, England on Wednesday of next week to participate in the European International Championships. Really looking forward to seeing a bunch of people there that I haven't seen in a long time, meeting a lot of new faces as well. And yeah, beforehand, I'll be trying to work hard, getting as many videos scheduled ahead of time for YouTube, so you guys have some stuff to watch in that week as well. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. If you are new around here, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And all of that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.